Buster Morrison was a blues guitarist and vocalist who performed throughout the region for more than 50 years. This is one of the few recordings of Buster in existence, and if you can get past the fact that the sound quality isn't that great, you'll find the music quality is. Buster moved to Paducah in the early 1950s from Corinth, Mississippi. It was in Paducah that he met his wife, started a family, and began his journey into the blues.
Well, my name is Leonard Morrison, and I played with him a good while then.
Leonard is Buster's brother. He started playing with Buster's band in the 1950s. They played together throughout the region, mostly in Paducah, but Leonard also recalls playing in places like Hayti, Missouri, Cairo, Illinois, and Murray, Kentucky. Buster's career never grew outside the region, but what he did here, he did well.
They run that little ad on television for a while that he was the legend of blues there, in which he was. All through the life that he played, he would put his heart in it, that's for sure.
Lou Gitan is the frontman and guitarist for the blues band 61 South. He had the opportunity to play with Buster on a few occasions. He says Buster didn't restrict himself to playing in a specific structure.
Buster was old school. It was like a different kind of cadence. And I remember playing with him one time. Somebody said something, you're jumping into that next verse too quick, Buster, or you're hanging on that one verse too long, Buster. And Buster would say, no, man, you got to feel it. You got to feel it. And the funny thing about it is, after I played with him a couple of times, I could feel it.
Buster Morrison's son, Buster Jr., played bass in his father's band for a number of years. 61 South drummer Eric Eichholtz remembers playing with Buster and son.
Now, when Buster would be hanging on the five and you was waiting for him to start the progression over again, he would be with him every single time, just perfect. And it just sometimes would amaze me how he would know exactly where his father was going to go.
Buster Jr. attended an event honoring his father earlier this year. He spoke about his father's blues inspiration.
His bread and butter was like B.B. King, he like The Thrill Is Gone and, How Blue Can You Get.
As a matter of fact, Buster modeled his style after King. He played in the same way, calling out with a vocal line and responding to it with his guitar. Later in his life, he even purchased a replica of King's Gibson ES-355, better known as Lucille. So naturally, one of the defining moments of Buster's career came in 1960 during one of B.B. King's performances in Paducah. In an interview with the Paducah Sun in 2004, Buster talked about a time that B.B. played at a local skating rink. He said King had heard about him playing his songs. He called Buster up onto the stage, handed him Lucille, and asked him to play. Leonard Morrison remembers that night.
B.B. King called him up to play, and he did. He played pretty nice, but he was really shaky because he had never been with a band that big.
In his interview, Buster said it was the first time he had ever had stage fright. This moment stuck with him as he continued to play B.B. King covers along with other songs throughout his career until just a few years ago. He was honored earlier this year in an event at the Hotel Metropolitan celebrating Black Music Month, in which he was named a Duke of Paducah. Morrison passed away Wednesday, October 5th. For WKMS News, I'm Gary Pitts.